See those clouds off in the distance? You got three main types of clouds.
No clouds
three
in the
main
sky.
types of clouds. You got sedimentary, you got metamorphic, and you got the ones way out on the horizon. I don't know if you can see them.
There's no clouds in the sky.
Cumuloningus clouds. And when you see those cumuloningus clouds, it can mean only one thing. Storm's going down. You know, a lot of television meteorologists, they'll have like a weather guarantee. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, if it goes over this temperature, first person to call in wins $100 or whatever. I like to up that up, notch it up, take it up a level up, crank it up a notch. I like to take those weather challenges, put a little bit of me in them, not to make it more about, you know, more about me and less about the cash, right? So my challenge, if my forecast is ever wrong, if I'm out a single degree, if I call for rain and it snows, you can come down to the studio. Anybody who sees it, you can come down to the studio, stab me. The only guy who ever took me up on the offer, his name was Shylock. He said, "Is it so nominated in the bond?" And he cut a pound of flesh. I think he sold it on eBay. No reserve auction. I don't know if you know this, but there's sort of if you take the Venn diagram of meteorologists over here and musicians over here, you don't get a little bit of overlap. You get pretty much full overlap. Okay?
Sure.
We're talking some of the best musicians on the planet. You got Paul McCartney, George Harrison. Here Comes the Sun, right? Here Comes the Sun.
Yep.
You got Shirley Manson from Garbage. I'm Only Happy When It Rains. Classically trained meteorologist. You've got Garth Brooks, also known as Chris Gaines, also known as Ludacris. When the thunder rolls.
Yep.
He's taken some of his meteorological training and putting it to use, right? But the very, very best example, classic rock song, AC/DC, Angus Young, he said it best. You know it, right?
Thunderstruck.
Nope. Got you by the balls! Got you by the balls! Got you by the balls! Which is, of course, about a hailstorm. Balls, like, land on your windshield, ruin your day. Get your windshield all sweaty with sweaty balls of hail. You know, a lot of people get their weather on the computer now, right? They'll go online to go to Yahoo Weather, Google Weather, go on their Zune, and I like to take a little bit of the internet culture, put it into my forecasts, into my meteorology. Take the best of both worlds, as they say. So I'll say something like, and coming up tomorrow, we've got an 80% chance of chocolate rain. And then the whole studio gets a little chuckle. Chocolate rain. And then so I bait them a little bit. That's 80% chocolate rain. And then I launch right in. Baby's born without a head again. Then everyone's terrified, both of the rain and of a headless child. You know, back in meteorology school, there was this girl that I was kind of on.
Oh yeah?
She's a little bit busty. And being meteorology school students, we called her the warm front. You know why?
Why?
Because she gave us all warm fronts. I don't know how much you know about satellite imagery for meteorology, but it relies on these large metal objects that we put into geosynchronous orbit, satellites. And they look down and they take pictures of the Earth from very high altitudes. And often what can interfere with these is, you know, high-flying birds, right? Will smash into the side of the satellite, destroy it, pull it out of orbit, right? So you actually, when you're a meteorologist, you have to take pretty copious notes, and you have to be, you know, monitoring the bird populations, the high-flying birds, right? So, you know, you'll go out and you'll be counting seagulls, you'll be counting albatrosses, and the biggest problem is the crows. So you're going to be out there counting crows. And occasionally, you know, you see a bunch of them fly into a satellite, and the satellite will just come crashing to the ground. Every time you see that, anytime I would see it in meteorology school, I'd turn to my colleague and say, Mr. Jones, you know what time it is around here? It's time to be recovering the satellites. It's going to be a long December. And there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. Because last year we had to fix 6 satellites, and so far we've only had to do 3. That's fiscal, not calendar. And then Mr. Jones would turn to me and he would say, if I have to spend one more day up in the canyon, because we spent a lot of time, you know, just due to the way, you know, the orbits work, they would land in Southern California. If I have to spend one more day up in the canyon, or one more night in Hollywood, I'm going to kill someone. And if you think I should be forgiven, I wish you would. I said, no need to kill anyone. Got a pocket full of kryptonite. You know, a big part about being a meteorologist is making predictions. You know, you have to be, you know, the public trusts you to let them know what's gonna happen. They plan their days around what you say, right? So you get to be really, really good at kind of seeing into the future a little bit. I like to close my eyes. I like to, you know, take a deep breath, and I like to sort of feel the space that I'm in. And usually I can come up with a really very accurate prediction of what's gonna go on in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of months. And I'm feeling something right now. I'm ready to make a prediction.
Sure.
My forecast for June 5th, June 6th, and June 7th, I'm going to make an unprecedented prediction here. 100% chance of ribs. 100% chance of ribs. I guarantee it.
100% chance
Otherwise
of
you can
ribs.
stab me.
Okay.
Also, the White Veil Spring Festival, May 23rd.
Jim, that already happened.